It has been quite a while since I did a new meme roundup and commentary, so it's about time for me to look at a few of the ones that people have sent my way. There may be more out there, and I'll talk about that later. So here are two of them right off the bat that I got a big kick out of. First one of the latest memes, me deleting pics of friends and family to make room for the Sadler Lectures podcast. Now, the funny thing about that, of course, is that since they're podcast episodes, you'd really have to be starved for space in order to have to get rid of things on your phone in order to be able to listen to the Sadler's Lectures podcast, even though there are 900 episodes out there at this point. I think you could still fit them in, but it shows a certain dedication. The other one, this is really quite funny, went out with a guy and he gave me his phone to pick the playlist in the car. He had a playlist called Sexy Time, so I naturally chose that one. It was 9 hours of nonstop Dr. Gregory B. Sadler walking through the phenomenology of spirit in helpful half-hour chunks. We are going out again tomorrow. Now, if you find somebody who shares a love of the Half Hour Hegel project and commentary videos, I think that's probably a keeper. Odds of that happening, pretty low. And we're going to see there's a lot of other Half Hour Hegel memes. This is another really funny one. What are you doing? Why would you want to spend time trying to understand Hegel? Quit having fun. So they're using this format. And you notice that there's quite a few. There's 4 of them sitting around watching a half-hour Hegel video. This is another great one based on that meme of what's on the guy's phone when she's like looking over, wondering what's there. And it's half-hour Hegel. I appreciate the dedication that it takes to put the not just a video, but the playlist in there. We move on to the next ones. Here we start getting a bit more racy. We've got a cat girl with VR glasses and gloves and all sorts of other things on saying, "Babe, please, I need to go for a walk." But unfortunately, the guy is watching my half-hour Hegel video, and it says, later, Greg's finally on paragraph 787 of Phenomenology of Spirit, which is one that I did recently. And then we get this other funny one, and I'm sure you've seen the meme for this. A guy brings a woman to what looks like a motel or hotel room, and they're getting ready to get it on. And unfortunately, Half-Hour Hegel from Self-Consciousness is on the TV. So he doesn't take his clothes off, and she just goes to bed, and he sits there on the bed watching it. We move on to 2 other very funny memes that were created. First one, you've probably seen this format. My grandfather told me about Elvis Presley. My father told me about Michael Jackson. I will tell my kids about Half-Hour Hegel. Well, I'm very flattered by that. I doubt that's going to happen. And then we have this picture of Joe Biden, the president of America, looking at the TV, grinning. And it's a me looking at the chalkboard. Not quite sure what video that is from. And we continue on with more Half-Hour Hegel. Once again, we got a good one with a playlist and some headphones on a pregnant woman's belly. I told her it was Mozart because that's supposed to make you smart, but instead he's playing me chattering on about Hegel. And then finally we get this funny banana meme. When my parents come into my room, I just switch to our hentai because it's easier to explain. So, racy images rather than trying to have your parents understand you watching the Half-Hour Hegel series. So that's a lot of Hegel. Now we get to some other things about my YouTube channel more broadly. We've got this interesting one coming from Zoolander. I think you probably know. My normal bedtime, right? Which is Zoolander himself, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have his great rival, whose name escapes me right now, the rabbit hole of Greg Sadler's YouTube channel. The idea is that you're forgoing what you should be doing and not letting yourself sleep at night. We have another great one here. Your philosophy professor's lecture videos, this kid behind holding up a rose and just a hand and an arm, Greg Sadler's YouTube channel. So what does that imply? People aren't really watching their professor's YouTube videos. Instead, they're going over to my channel. There was also this big thing that was going on for a while of what celebrity would play you in a biopic. And so we got, Jeff Bridges is Gregory Sadler. I kind of like that one. We do look a bit alike, weirdly enough. You know who I'm getting these days that people are bringing up, and I don't actually see the resemblance, but my wife does. Christian Bale. We come to the last of the memes, and I had to actually ask people what the hell is going on here because I haven't seen the movie that this is referencing. I guess they're having a psychedelic trip, and so we've got Gregory Sadler, me as Nick Cage, and then a person sharing a meme with a fake quote from an ancient philosopher. Cage is being serious. This other guy is laughing his balls off, and I'm, I guess, known at this point for going after people who are sharing fake quotes, so they made a meme out of that. Last thing I got to say about all of this is if you see something, say something. And what I mean by that is let me know if you see new memes of me, and I will post them on my various social media, provided they're not, too over the line, and I'll put them into the next meme video. This might be an impetus to some people to make some new memes. I'm always happy to see what they are. I will say as well that my wife also gets a kick out of these. So that's all for this installation of the new meme Roundup and commentary.